Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Llama. Today we'll be reading Margaret and H.A. Ray's Curious George in the Snow. This is George. George was a good little monkey and always very curious. One cold day, George went to a winter sports competition with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. They were outside all morning and wanted to warm up with a hot drink. At the ski launch on top of the mountain, the man said, "George, why don't you wait at this table while I get some hot chocolate? I'll be right back, so don't get into any trouble." George liked being on top of the mountain. There was so much to see. Why? There was something interesting. George thought it looked like a spaceship. He was curious. What was a spaceship doing on a mountain? George forgot all about waiting for the hot chocolate. Oh my. And climbed in. A man in a racing suit saw him and said, "What are you doing in my sled?" He tried to stop George, but it was too late. The sled shot down the mountain with George inside. "This is no spaceship," thought George. "This is a rocket." "Stop that monkey!" the man yelled. But George could not stop, and there was no one to stop him as he sped faster and faster through the snow. Suddenly, the sled slipped sideways. George didn't know how to steer. Swish! The sled swished through some trees and walked into a pond. Uh-oh. Luckily, George was not hurt, but it was not where he was supposed to be. Now, how would he get up the mountain? George looked at the sled. It was struck by the pole. He looked up the pole. Now he could see how a little monkey could get to the top of the mountain. George climbed the pole, and when an empty seat came close enough, he jumped. What a view! From up in the air, George could see everything. As he rode up the mountain, he watched tiny skiers race down. When he reached the top, George was happy to see the ski lodge. This was where he was supposed to be. George found the table, but he couldn't find the man with the yellow hat. Where could he be? George looked down the mountain. There was someone who looked like his friend. Maybe his friend was going down to get George. But how could George get down the mountain this time? If only he had another sled. Oh no. Why? Here was a monkey-sized sled. George took the sled down and gave himself a push. The sled was quick to pick up speed on the steep mountain. George zigged this way and that way, then another way altogether. He flew over a hill and landed on the raceway. "It's a monkey!" yelled a boy, and the crowd cheered. "Look out, little monkey!" someone yelled from the crowd. But George was going so fast that the wind roared in his ears and he could not hear. But George could see He saw a skier right in front of him. Could he stop? No. The crowd gasped as George crashed into the skier and flew up in the air. The skier went tumbling and his ski snapped right in half. When George came down, he landed on the broken ski and kept going. The crowd was amazed. What is he doing? They asked. Is he skiing? Is he sledding? He's surfing in the snow, said a boy. George sailed down the mountain and came to a smooth stop. What a show! The crowd cheered as George took a bow. No one had seen skiing like this before. When the skier arrived, everyone was glad to see that he was not hurt, and they cheered for him too. Soon the man with the yellow hat arrived. He was glad to find George. George was glad to finally find his friend. The man with the yellow hat made his way through the noisy crowd to apologize to the skier. I'm sorry George caused so much trouble, he said. That's okay, said the skier. I still have another race and another pair of skis. Then he said, that was some skiing, George. Later that day, the skier raced again and won. It was a new record. The crowd went wild. They were still cheering when the skier found George at the finish line. Thanks to you, George, this big crowd stayed to cheer me on, he said. I couldn't have won without them. Are you? He lifted George to his shoulder and the crowd cheered once more for their favorite monkey skier, George. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. And don't forget to check out the Curious George playlist. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading Marvel, Spidey, and his amazing friends, Dino-Rama. The heroes help their friends. Watch my toy plane fly. Reptile can help. He gets the toy. Here you go. Reptile is helpful. His jewel turns him into dinosaur. And other reptiles, he can fly. It would be fun to be a dino, says Spidey. Oh, Spidey alert! The heroes go to help. Green Goblin and Rhino will break the armor. Team Spidey puts the armor back together. You will not ruin our fun, says Rhino. Look at the dinos. Reptile trips. He loses his jewel. The jewel breaks. Oh. It turns everyone into dinos. Dino Spidey. Wow. Rhino is a dino. Ghost Spider can fly. Spidey picks up the pieces, but Gobby takes a piece too. The baddies leave. Gobby and Rhino make more trouble at the amusement park. Here comes Team Spidey. Gobby will not give his piece back. Rhino wants to break things, but he gets stuck on a ride. Reptile helps the people get down. The heroes help Rhino too. Gobby drops the piece of jewel. Rhino keeps it away from Gobby. Rhino does not want to be a dinosaur anymore. He gives the piece to the heroes. They fix the jewel. Now everyone is back to normal. Way to go, heroes! Yay! The end. Thanks for joining us for Storytime with Gemma. And go ahead and check out my playlist. And join me again tomorrow for another story time. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading Peppa Pig, Gardening. It's a lovely sunny day. Peppa and George are visiting Granny and Grandpa Pig. Grandpa Pig is in his garden. What are you doing, Grandpa? Asks Peppa. I'm planting seeds, says Grandpa Pig. First, I make little holes, then I pop some seeds in them. After that, I cover the seed with soil and water them, says Grandpa Pig. He picks up a watering can and sprinkle a little water on the patch. Everything in my garden grew from tiny seeds, says Grandpa Pig. Peppa points on the big apple tree. Even your apple tree, she asks. Grandpa Pig nods. Yes. Would you like to plant this seed, Peppa? Asks Grandpa Pig. Yes, please, cries Peppa. You must be patient, says Grandpa Pig. Seeds can take a long time to grow. Peppa makes a little hole and drops the seeds into it. She covers the seed with soil and pats it down. Pat, pat, pat. Peppa sprinkles water over the patch. I wonder what it's going to grow into, she says. You'll see, said Grandpa Pig, chuckling. Come and check on it next time you visit. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. When Peppa and George visit Grandpa Pig's gardens again, they find something very special growing. Ooh, strawberries, gasped Peppa. Our seed has grown into a beautiful strawberry plant. Yum, yum. Peppa and George picked 2 delicious strawberries and nibbled them. Ooh, we love strawberries. Oh, yes. They are so delicious. Grandpa, can we plant something else? Asked Peppa. Please. Yes, says Grandpa Pig. Now it's George's turn. Look at George digging, huh? George knows exactly what he wants to grow. I hope it's not a dinosaur. He digs a hole with his hands. Dig, dig, dig. Oh, it is a dinosaur. George drops Mr. Dinosaur into the hole. Dinosaur plant, cries George. George, says Peppa, giggling. Dinosaurs don't grow on trees. No, they don't. The end. Funny story time, guys. Join us again tomorrow for another Peppa Pig upload. And go ahead and check out the Peppa Pig playlist. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading Bluey, Mini Bluey. Dad is making breakfast while Bluey sings loudly but beautifully. Bingo reads quietly beside her. Oh, where is my toes? Bluey, can you be as quiet as Bingo for a bit? Asked Dad. No, I can't. Meanwhile, Mom is looking for Bluey's missing library book. Schmutzel the dirty turtle. You have to keep better track of your things, Mom tells Bluey. What about Bingo? Does she have to? No. Bingo puts her books in a neat pile when she reads them. Ding! Orders up. Cheese and jam on toast, says Dad. Bluey loves cheese and jam on toast, but Bingo doesn't. She likes peanut butter and banana. I'll tell you this for free. My life would be a lot easier if you were both the same, says Dad. Bingo! I've got an idea, says Bluey. Wait, hang on. Where are you, Smurtle? Dad might regret saying that. Bluey searches through the dress-up basket until she finds air chalk. She starts painting Bingo blue. This is gonna be great. Dad finishes off the toast. All right, done. Peanut butter and banana. Ah? Now there are two Blueys. It's going to be a long day. Let's teach you about being me, Bluey says to Mini Bluey. I say cereal instead of serious. I like to dance like this. And I like to sing. Woo, singing this. I talk all the time. It doesn't need to make sense. Just noises are fine. Board, 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 board. Board, 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 board. I like to just leave my toys on the ground. Isn't it better to tidy them away? Asks Mini Bluey. Nah, it doesn't make much difference. I like to ask a lot of questions. Mom, what are you doing? You know what I'm doing, Bluey. But I don't really listen to the whole answer. Oh, and if I see a bomb, I give it a little boom, diddy boom. Hey! Dad is doing yard work outside and asks the Blueys to pick up grass clippings. Mini Bluey is ready to help. But, whoa, 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 says Bluey. Bingo helps Dad. You're Mini Bluey now, and Blueys don't like grass clippings. I'll tell you that for free. Let's find out if he's cereal. Excuse me, big fella. Why do we have to put them in the wheelbarrow? They don't belong to us. Well, says Dad, you know all that food in the fridge? That doesn't belong to you either. But if you want to keep eating it, I suggest you get to work. Good. Okay, eat cereal, says Bluey. Bluey teaches Mini Bluey to whinge while she works. Why do we have to do this? It's hard. Mini Bluey is a fast learner. Can I harbor double bingos? Asks Dad. No, it's double Blueys forever. Bluey yells. But Dad has other ideas. Double bingos. May we help you tidy these grass clippings away? Results. Big Bingo has a lot to learn. I like to pretend I'm hugging a wombat, says Bingo. Hug, hug. Now put it to bed. Good night. Night, night. Being Bingo is all about being helpful. Big Bingo finds the missing library book and gives it to Mom. Double Bingo says, Dad, I could definitely get used to this. What? But that sounds like Dad doesn't want any Blueys at all. Suddenly the game isn't fun anymore. Upset Bluey stops playing and runs away. Aww. Bingo doesn't like seeing Bluey sad. Are you okay? She asks. Mom and Dad want two of yous, Bluey says. They don't want any of me. It's because I'm annoying and you're not annoying at all. Yes, I am. I'm just different annoying. I'll show you, says Bingo. She pops some fake teeth into her mouth. You look crazy. Bluey giggles. She's ready to be Big Bingo again. For me. Dad is reading the newspaper when jeez. Mom and Dad hide in the cupboard. That's it. Dad shouts through the door of their hiding spot. We want one Bluey and one Bingo from now on. You got that? The girls run off. Do you think it's safe? Mom asks. I think so. Hi. Close enough. The end. Thanks for joining us for Storytime with Gemma. Join us again next time for another story. Hi everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today's story is LOL Surprise! We are family. Yes, we are a family. Did you know the cuties of LOL Surprise have sisters? They are brothers and pets too. Even their bestie are like family. When they are all together, they are one big happy family. Life is sweet in Bonbon's family. They dress alike in pretty pastel. Their candy-colored ways show everyone how sweet sisters and brothers can be. The family that spins together wins together. DJ and her family all love music. Even their pets spin records. Every day is a party at their house. Party, party, ooh, ooh. Party, party, ooh. Catch this fine family by the sea. Mer baby, mer boy, and their baby sister swim and splash all day. The whole family hangs at the beach. Even Mer Kitty loves water more than any cat. Other family like to hang on the court. Oops, MVP, and her sister love to shoot oops with their brother Dribbles. Oops MVP's friends in the athletic club are like family too. Their amazing teamwork makes them besties for life. Queen Bee and her hives stick together like honey. They are are always fierce, but they never sting. Be yourself. Sometimes your opposites can become like family. That is what Opposites Club is all about. Dawn and dusk, bashful and bold. These cuties are just like sisters. Don't all dolls know where to find our brothers and sisters? That's in the big city. The busy street feels like home. It's where these stylish siblings show off their fresh fashion. Baby Cat and her family all agrees on one thing. Cats are the best. Fierce. Meow. Their favorite style feature pointy ears and long whisker. Even their dog thinks cats are perfect. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Llama. Today we'll be reading Disney Wish, The Magic of Dreams. Welcome to Rosas. This wonderful land is known as the Kingdom of Wishes. It is a place where your dreams can come true. Here, the magical king can grant your wish. Oh, Asha works as a tour guide in Rosas. She hopes to help make wishes come true. Valentina loves to climb and explore. Asha's pet goat longs to be understood. Sabino is Asha's grandfather. It is his birthday. He is now 100. Wow! Happy birthday, Sabino. Asha and her mother, Sakina, hope that the king will finally grant Sabino's wish. Some of Asha's friends work at the castle. These teens serve meals to the king and queen. Dahlia, Gabo, Hal, Safi, Simon, Dario, and Bezima all have their own dreams. Dahlia is Asha's best friend and loves to bake. Maybe she will become the best baker in Rosa. Bazima likes to be alone sometimes. She goes to her quiet place to dream. Gabo can get grouchy, but he has hopes too. He keeps them locked up safely in his heart. Simon just gave his wish to the king. He dreams it will come true. But King Magnifico does not want to grant every wish, only the simple ones. Asha used to believe in the king. Now she knows that he cannot be trusted. Asha believes that everyone deserves the chance to make their own dreams come true. She wishes on a star for help. The star soars down to her. Stars spread stardust to let the animals speak. They tell Asha we are all made from stardust. She learns that wishes live in our hearts. Asha tells the people of Rosas that they do not need magic to grant their wishes. Everyone in Rosas feel hope in their hearts. They are ready to make their dreams come true. What is your wish? What will you do to make it real? You have the power. I wish, I wish, I wish. The in. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. And please go ahead and check out the Disney playlist for other Disney story time. And join us again tomorrow for another upload. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading Llama Llama Loses a Tooth. Oh. Llama Llama carries a box of his toys. Mama Llama carries a box, a bag, and a ball. Crash! Sorry, says Mama. I don't want to bump my loose tooth, says Llama. He wants it to fall out on its own. He will put it under his pillow. Ooh. Llama smiles at Mama. Oh no, Llama. Your tooth already fell out, Mama says. But where did it go? They remember the places they visited that day. Nellie News's house, Luna Giraffe's house, Daddy Noon's bakery, and the park. Mama hugs Llama. Don't worry, we'll look here first, she says. Mama shakes Llama's bed blanket. Llama plays while they look. They have fun. But they don't find Llama's tooth. Next, they look in the kitchen. Llama sees its reflection in the kettle. His hairs droop. Oh, where is my tooth? He moans. Mama and Llama visit Nellie. No, they look in her yard. Llama finds an earthworm. Llama finds a pretty pebble. They swing high to look more. Whee! Whoopee! They have fun, but they don't find Llama's tooth. Then they visit Luna. I found the tooth, cries Nellie. Sorry, says Luna. Those are beats for my heart. Mama Llama hugs Llama. We'll keep looking, she says. They visit Daddy Noo's bakery. The tooth is not there. More friends join the hunt. They go to the park. They march around and look for the tooth. They have fun, but they don't find Llama's tooth. I wonder where could it be? They look in the sandbox. Harry and Artie here helps too. I found it, calls Harry. But it is only a piece of shell. Harry gives Llama ice cream to cheer him up. Ooh, ice cream, yum, yum, yum. Then Llama remembers he went to Gram and Grandpa's house, he says. There they check the yard and kitchen. They don't find Llama's tooth. Everyone goes back to Llama's house to look some more. They find many lost things, but they don't find Llama's tooth. I think it's in the box. Let's see if I'm right, guys. Llama is sad at bedtime. Then he hears music outside. Gram is playing her flute. Fluty, fluty, fluty. My flute, Gram says, my flute made awful noises tonight. And when I turn it over, look what popped out. Grandma, and it's Mama. It's Llama Llama's tooth. Oh, guys. It was in the flute. Then Llama remembers. He blew on Gram's flute in her kitchen. His tooth must have fallen out then. Finally, Llama puts the tooth under his pillow. The tooth fairy is coming tonight. In the morning, Llama checks under his pillow. The tooth is gone, but now there are coins instead. Yippee! He cheers. Ooh, Llama. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma, guys. Go ahead and check out the Llama Llama playlist and join us again next time for another Storytime with Gemma. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading Sesame Street, Elmo's Easter Egg Surprises. We love surprise. It was springtime on Sesame Street. Elmo wanted to throw an Easter party. Elmo's party will have bunnies. Up, little bunny, up, up, up. Eggs, yes, and friends. He decided. Suddenly, Elmo heard a poof. Abby Cadaby appeared. Hi, Abby, Elmo said. Does Abby want to help Elmo throw an Easter party? Abby loved helping, especially with magic. She waved her wand happily. What do we need for an Easter party? She asked. First, Elmo needs bunnies. Elmo started to see. Abby couldn't wait. She loved to do magic. Make them funny. Make them sunny. Just make sure you make them bunnies. With a wave of Abby's wand, Sesame Street was full of hopping bunnies. Ooh, so cute. Elmo giggled. Elmo meant chocolate bunnies, he said. But Elmo liked these bunnies even better. They are so cute. This is fun, Abby said, petting an adorable bunny. What else do you need for your party? Elmo needs eggs for his party. Elmo began. Abby was so excited. She started her spell right away. She waved her wand and said, "By my leg, I beg for an egg." When Abby's spell was done, Elmo looked around. He didn't see any eggs. Then he realized he was an egg. Abby's magic spell had transformed him. Elmo giggled even more. Elmo meant eggs to decorate for Easter, he explained. Don't worry, Elmo. I know what to do, Abby said. She waved her wand again. Hurry up before we faint. Let's see an egg with lots of paint. Elmo was still an egg, but now he was covered in pretty Easter egg decorations, and he had furry bunny ears. Better, Abby asks. Very pretty, Abby, Elmo said. But Elmo needs a lot of decorated eggs for an Easter party. Say no more, Elmo, Abby said. Elmo thinks Elmo should say a little more, Elmo said. No pots of egg or cuts of eggs. Give me lots and lots of eggs, Abby said. Elmo couldn't believe it. Abby turned all the bunnies into sparkling Easter eggs. They hopped around Sesame Street in different colors. Pink, orange, purple, green, yellow, and blue. Poof! Big Bird came out and saw the funny bunnies. This looked like an Easter party, he said. Elmo friends all came to see. What cute little bunnies, Grover said with pretty Easter egg decoration. Zoe said. What else do we need for the Easter party, Elmo? Asked Abby. Abby asked. The most important thing for an Easter party is friends, Elmo said. And they are here. Who wants to have Easter egg hunt? Cookie Monster suggested. So the friends all played hide and go seek. Elmo and the bunnies hid, and everyone else searched for them. It was the most magical and surprising Easter party ever. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. And guys, go ahead and check out my Sesame Street playlist. And join us again tomorrow for another story time. Bye. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading Peppa Pig, George's Race Car. Peppa and George are visiting their grandparents. They have done all kinds of things, like go sailing, playing with a robot toy, visit the dinosaur museum, and feed chickens. Now Daddy Pig has arrived, and they are watching television together. Vroom, vroom. There's a race car show playing. Vroom, says George. He wants to play race cars. That gives Grandpa Pig an idea. Let's build George a race car, he says. They arrive at his shed. Together, they collect items to build George's race car. It is hard work. What's your favorite number, George? Asks Daddy Pig. Snort, snort. George replies. Since there were 2 snorts, Daddy Pig paints a big 2 on the car. Now it is complete. Along come Danny, Zoe, and Pedro. We'll race you 3 times around the garden, George, Danny says. Peppa holds up a checkered flag. 3, 2, 1, go! She says. George is speedy. He wins the first lap. Then he wins the second. But will he win the third? Oh. One of the race car's wheels has broken off. George is stuck. Oh my. Don't worry, George, says Peppa. I'm the chief mechanic. I can fix it. Peppa repairs the race car wheel. But now George is last. He feels sad. Peppa knows that George will never win while he is upset. So she invites Granny Pig outside. Granny Pig has an idea. She will cheer him on. Go, George, go! Granny Pig cheers. Zoom! The plan works, and George takes the lead. He races across the finish line. Peppa leaps up in the air. George did it! He won the race. Well done, George, says Peppa. You're the best race car driver in the whole world. And you've got the best chief mechanic in the whole world too. Adds Daddy Pig. Yes, that's me, says Peppa. Peppa loves race cars. Everyone loves race cars. Beep, 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 beep. Be a supportive friend or family member. George won the race, but Peppa helped support and encourage him. Here are some ways you can support and encourage the people in your life. Ask if they need help. Offer to help fix something. Say positive things like, you're doing great. Tell them what you like about them. Give them a hug. But always remember to ask first. Yes, that is very important. And make them something special. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading Pete the Kitty's Outdoor Arts Project by Kimberly and James Dean. It is time for art class. Pete the Kitty cannot wait. Pete loves art class. He likes to draw. He likes to paint. And clay is super groovy. Pete opens the door. Something is not the same. Pete does not see paper. He does not see paint. Pete sees a bag on his desk. Pete looks inside the bag. It is empty. Why does Pete have a bag? A bag is not hard. The teacher says, today we are going outside. We will make art from what we find in nature. Cool, says Carly. Nifty, says Abby. But Pete does not think it is cool. Pete does not think it is nifty. Pete wants to paint or draw. He is not sure grass can make good art. Pete and his guys go outside. There is a lot to see. Pete sees a leaf. The leaf is groovy. Pete puts the leaf in his bag. Pete sees a flower. The flower is awesome. He puts the flower in his bag. Pete sees a stick. The stick is cool. He puts the stick in his bag. Soon, Pete's bag is full. Pete looks inside. He has found lots of super nifty things. But Pete still does not think that they are art. Pete looks at Callie. She's making a flower crown. Pretty. Pete likes the crown. It is fun. Pete looks at Abby. She's making a small turtle out of leaves and a pine cone. Pete grins. He did not know that leaves could look that way. Wow, that is beautiful, Abby. Very nice. Pete looks back down at his bag. He has a lot of flowers. He has a lot of sticks. He even has an acorn. Pete knows what to do. Now Pete is happy. It will be very cool. Yes, Pete. Pete starts with sticks. He uses some flower petals. Pete adds grass and leaves. Finally, he is done. Wow! Pete holds up his heart. He made a butterfly. I love it, Callie says. Very right, Abby says. Good work, says the teacher. Yes, Pete, that's beautiful. Pete smiles. He did not know nature art could be this fun. Whee! The end. Beautiful story, guys. Go ahead and check out my Pete the Cat playlist. And join us again tomorrow for another story time with Gemma. See you next time.